Good morning everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for inviting me to share my experience on monitoring evaluation. I'm very excited to be here because this is actually my campus when I took my master's degree. Although now actually I don't really involve on nutrition anymore. I'm more involved on HIV/AIDS, but still I'm dealing with public health. Yeah. Okay, today I would like to share about monitoring and evaluation on nutrition program because your background is nutrition, so I think it is more interesting for you to talk about the nutrition compared to talk about the HIV, right? Okay, so the purpose of covering the topic, we would like to equip learners with the knowledge that can enable them to design an M&E system for the nutrition program and conduct M&E and also effectively use an M&E database to monitor progress in program implementation. And the M&E sessions cover the following areas. First, about purpose of M&E in programming, components of an M&E plan or framework for a nutrition program, conducting M&E activities, and about M&E indicators and evaluation of nutrition programs. So when I graduated from CMAO, actually I didn't know that I could be an M&E specialist. But when I know my colleagues become a M&E specialist at PATH Foundation, and then, we could be that professional, so I tried to apply in the office. That's the story why I become the M&E specialist. Okay, but we learn a lot when we learn about the nutrition planning management with Dr. Velema from Netherlands, and also from Dr. Ulla Gross. At the time, we learned the framework, the theory from them. This is only a refresher course, yeah. What is monitoring? Actually, the keyword is we would like to monitor the ongoing collection and review of information on project implementations, coverage and utilization that is reported and acted on an ongoing basis. So the keywords is the ongoing collection. And don't forget, we also want to know the coverage, yeah. Because what are we monitoring if we don't have target and we don't know our coverage? That's why we need the target. And why do we monitoring? First of all, to improve the intervention programs by identifying aspects that are working as planned and those that need correction. Yeah, we want to know our program works or not. And then to modify the program as per identified needs, because usually the program is not always smooth, sometimes there is problem and we need to correct them. And also to ensure that all the cases are reached. For example, we have beneficiaries, the stunted children. We want to improve their nutritional status, so we want to know that they are reached. Yeah, sometimes if we work closely with the NGOs, for example, we trust them to deliver the supplementary food, for example, but apparently they are not trusted. We call it, they are not amanah, yeah? And they just created a fake list of the beneficiaries. It happened when I worked in the World Food Program. I become the field monitor specialist, and when I come to the field, when I check in the posyandu, there is no beneficiaries. They only listed the name of the children. So I think how dare they are, yeah? Because actually this is a very social program. We want to improve the nutritional status of the children, but they want only to make money. Yeah, so that's why we need also to monitor our program. And also to track and demonstrate results at the program or population level. That's why sometimes there is no outcome because the program doesn't work. Yeah. And thus monitoring is used to determine how well a program is being implemented at different levels. Because sometimes we want to have a comprehensive program in a high level quality, or we just want to have a medium program or only a basic program? Because Indonesia is so wide, like we have 540 districts, right? 33 provinces. Sometimes we don't have enough resources, so we have to choose which one we want to provide a comprehensive program. Maybe in the high burden areas, yeah, with the stunted or malnutrition problems. For example, in Papua and some remote areas, we would like to provide more high-level quality program. And that's why we also need to decide and determine the level of the intervention. And at what cost? We have to know the total resource need we would like to provide. Yeah, because if we don't have enough information about the resources we need, we also could fail in the middle. Yeah? And also track the changes occurring due to intervention being implemented. It is positive or negative. Now we are talking about evaluation. Why we need to do the evaluation? What is it? First of all, a process of data collection designed to assess the effectiveness. So you want to assess the effectiveness of the project in attaining its originally stated objective and the extent to which observed changes are attributable to the project. And usually done at the end of the project, but could be planned at strategic periods during the life of the project, yeah, like midterm or biennial reviews. And usually we use some rigorous study design, like experimental design or quasi-experimental involving control groups. I think you all already learned research methodology. Here you could apply your knowledge about the research in doing the evaluation. So, M&E happens only after the decision to implement a certain intervention has been made. Both monitoring and evaluation need to clearly stated goals. So we need to have goals, stated objective, and also clearly target and stated costs. Yeah. Now, if we are talking about M&E, the basic things is always about M&E pipelines. So when you are asked to design an M&E plan, don't forget this M&E pipelines. Input, process, output, outcomes. Always like that. That's very easy, right? So what is input? Usually a set of resources dedicated to a program. Could be financial resources, physical, equipment, operational, policies, and so on and so forth. And process refers to the set of activities in which program input are utilized in pursuit of the result of the program, such as service delivery operation like the food distribution, management-oriented activities, POIC, yeah, planning, organizing, acting, and then controlling, training, research. That's the process, kind of related with activities. And for the outputs, actually, are the result obtained at the program level through execution of activities. So after you train people, usually you will have a trained trainer or a competent trainer, for example, if you conducted TOT. And then output also could be staff performing better as a result of having been trained and as a result of clear policy refinement after we develop a policy, and also staff better informed about policies, better in taking decisions. Output could be classified into 3 levels: functional, surface, and utilizations. Functional is related with number of nutrition talks, food preparation demonstration, people trained. Service output could be related with number of beneficiaries, quality of services, acceptability as the mother's awareness about the importance of having supplementary food, for example, for the children, and also number using of services. And the outcome usually set of results expected to occur at the population level due to program activities and generation of program outputs. The intermediate effects are often behavior, usually it's related with behavior change. For example, before the mothers do not practice exclusive breastfeeding, and now they want to practice. And before the pregnant mothers, they don't want to take vitamin A, and now they want to take vitamin A. That's the behavior change. Yeah, that's the outcome, and they may be necessary to achieve a desired impact. And outcomes may be divided into two components: intermediate and long term. Immediate outcomes, for example, gain weight, if we provide their, for example, complementary feeding, they will have immediate outcome by having gain weight. But for the long-term outcomes, better nutritional status, better morbidity, better health status, this is the long-term one. And usually, there is generally a considerable time lag for 5 to 10 years between inception and change in long-range outcomes. For example, good health and reduced mortality rates. This is the example of the 6 key outcomes for nutrition. As I said before, exclusive breastfeeding, appropriate complementary feeding, adequate iron intake, adequate vitamin A intake, adequate iron intake, and also adequate nutritional care during illness and severe malnutrition. Sorry. Don't forget, when you talk about M&E, you also have to talk about indicators. What are indicators? Variables that measure the different aspects of given program. Indicators always should be related with the M&E pipelines. Before we talk about input, process, outcome, and impact. So all these components should have indicators. And we call it, this approach is a logical framework. So if you work with USAID program, first of all, you have to develop this logical framework. And you will be safe because you can track your programs regularly, and you can track the result also nicely later. An indicator can be assigned a numeric value, a percentage, mean value, a ranking, scores, So depends on the standard. Usually, we have international standard indicators. So do not create your own indicators if you don't know the theory or the background, because it will be dangerous. Because you need to compare it usually with other countries, with other provinces. So if you create yourself without any strong theoretical background, later this indicator will not be used, and it's useless, right? The selection of indicators must be selected to provide evidence that defines the extent to which project intervention are successful in achieving the set of objectives. So always relate with the objective. Usually the table, objective, indicators, and the methodology. That's the logical framework. And then input, process, activities, output, outcome, and impact. Yes, as usual, this is the theory of developing the indicators, the SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, and time bound, Jadi harus benar-benar tahu teorinya. This is what I was talking about. If you would like to develop the indicators, we should know about the global goals first. We have the global, usually the UN set this SDG goal, and this is the SDG goal related to nutrition. Number 2, end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. And after we know the global goals, we need to know the national goal. Ini masih, this is the issue about SDG related with nutrition and health. this one, kualitas kecukupan gizi, kuantitas kecukupan gizi. This is our areas that we need to pay attention. We have stunted children, obesity, yeah. They're still related to global issues. And now sorry. And we also should know about the national framework, yeah, RPJMN. What is our strategic issues? Here's our strategic issues related with nutrition. Then, when you want to develop your project, you need to fill the gap of the national objective. Yeah. So do not create your own project without any relation with this, because we want to contribute to our national achievement. That's why we need to have a dialogue with our government also, yeah, to help them. This is the example of the indicators related with the policy, like existence of a policy development plan, number of appropriately disseminated policy analysis, and so on. Before you do the M&E, you also should develop the M&E plan, ya, rencana monitoring evaluation. What is the monitoring evaluation plan? You have to have some section about the country, region, and background of what the project is addressing. You need to have a conceptual framework maps, the linkages, input, process, output, outcomes. And you have to discuss about your data types, mechanism for M&E, like data collection method. Don't forget about your baseline, because sometimes when you are in a hurry in developing the program, you forget about the baseline. And then when you want to do evaluation, you don't have the baseline. What are you going to measure? Yeah? How are you going to compare to see your success or not? And then management of collection, who collects, when, and routine review the data, and also how does evaluation fit in. So usually if you want to do the survey, usually it's very costly. That's why you need to plan it from the beginning, whether you have the resources or not. And also in M&E plan, you need to design your indicators and also use of data. Because sometimes you do the monitoring or evaluation, after that you keep the report on yourself. And then you don't distribute and you don't analyze it, you don't share with other people, and you don't correct the program. You do the M&E because you want to improve your program, yeah? Don't only use the data by yourself. So you have to provide feedback to your counterpart, to your staff, to other ministries, for example. So work plan needed to implement the plan. Work plan lists activities, time, targeted numbers, milestone, and also implementation. Yeah, that's all. This is the bibliography. Thank you for your attention. Hopefully it is useful for you. Thank you so much.